All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking. And needless to say, this is an unscheduled live stream event. Just got back from my parents' house after Easter Sunday dinner. Had a good time hanging out with the family. And I'm behind on a couple of drawings, so I figured I'd take this opportunity, go live for a little bit, and just draw. So there may be some peeps involved later on, but I didn't send out the link to anybody in particular. So if anybody's out there and wants to join, just put a note in the chat and I'll send you out the link. But I have finished filling up my first 2019 Sketch-A-Day sketchbook. As you can see, it's pretty well stacked. I did scan everything and have set up the first print copy of the book, which hopefully I'll have that done by the end of this week, and most likely have a print copy coming. Yeah, Commodore, I just said I just went ahead and started. I didn't send out a link, but if you'd like one, I'll definitely send you one. Hold on just a second. I honestly wasn't sure who'd be available, so give me just a second, and I'll at least get it out to the regular group. I don't know what everybody's doing, so that's why I wasn't sure. All right, it's out there now. At least I hope that's the right link list. Crap, I don't remember. We'll figure it out. All right. So as I was saying, I finished scanning in all the pages from the sketchbook that I did, that I've done so far this year, and I picked my favorites. Actually, I had about 50 in here that were my favorites, but I picked the top 45. Hey, Commodore, how's it going?
Yeah, the bunny looks like Maiden. What's her name?
Oh, crap, you know what I just realized? My headphones aren't plugged in. I can't hear you if you are talking.
Oh.
Let's try this again.
The bunny looks like the Maiden. What's her name from Robin Hood?
Yeah?
Yeah, I was just saying that.
Oh, yeah. Well, she does. It's because, well, actually, I wasn't looking at Robin Hood at the time. I did look at it later, but the initial images that I was looking at was the Fox and the Hound. I was using the Fox from Fox and the Hound as kind of my basis. So
it was a bunny.
What?
What
the hell are you talking about?
It was like a bunny in a dress.
Well, I do have a bunny in a dress.
Oh, right there. Right, go back. Right behind the hero.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a character that's actually was introduced in Hero Book 1. Her name is Princess. Crap, I forgot her name. But yeah,
okay, Princess Crap, I forgot her name.
Yeah, Princess something or other. But she comes back in Book 2, and she may play an important part later on. She's not in Book 3 at all, and I don't think she's in Book 4. But she may get mentioned in Book 4. But she's one of these background characters. So, but needless to say, I filled up my first sketchbook, so I have a brand new one, which I'm going to christen this evening. Ta-da! It's a blue sketchbook, and I think that, well, I've always bought black sketchbooks. I don't know why. Hey, Yoka Milk, how's it going? I've always bought black sketchbooks. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I think they're cool or whatever. But this time I bought a blue one. So
the stickers.
Yeah, take the stickers off. So we're gonna do a. I kind of like the fact if you look at this sketchbook, the black one, the first page is white. Where in this book, the blue sketchbook, the first page is blue, which is kind of cool.
Maybe in this sketchbook, you can actually make a sketch of the cover for the sketchbook and then print it out.
That's possible. Well, I think I'm going to use the layout that I did for the cover for Hero Book 1 as the cover for the sketchbook. But we'll see. Well, I'm still playing with it. Oh, wait a minute. Yoka Milk says, what are you using to talk, and can I join and draw live with you? Absolutely. To talk, I'm just using the mic. I'm using my microphone, my Blue Snowball. But you might have a microphone built into your computer. You might have a microphone connected to headsets. I mean, any microphone you use will work. So, but yeah, Yoka Milk. Hold on a second. Let me see. I'm pretty sure.
How was your Easter?
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Let me see.
Guess what I did?
Uh-oh, what did you do?
I slept in all day.
Oh, well, that's all right. You can do that.
And I had a nice brisket.
Hey, Yoka Milk, are you on, you know what? Hell, I know where I can send this to you. I can send it to you in the Discord. Hold on.
Oh, you're on Discord now.
Yeah, I do, and I'm on his Discord, so I can put the link in the Discord. Hold on a second. Let me do that. And you are more than welcome to join. But if you're bad, we're going to kick you.
So
just ask Commodore. We'll kick him too if he's bad. I'm just kidding.
all right.
Commodore's good.
If you're bad.
All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can find my conversations. Here we go. And boom. All right. Yoka Milk. I just put the link in the Discord. I just used the one conversation that we had before where you showed me the sketch you had done. So if you'd like to join, you now have the link. Well, what I was saying is I had come up with an idea where I was talking with Avery and I said, what if Hero wasn't kid friendly? What if it was, anything but, what if it was different from pretty much everything I've done so far? And I did a sketch the other day while I was at the flea market. I was looking over some manga comics and I picked out one and I was using it as like a basis.
Jack and Daxter.
What's that?
He looks like Jack from Jack and Daxter.
Jack and Daxter. I don't know where that came from. I'll show you the comic I was actually looking at. It was this one here. It was called The Mechanic Man Blues. I'm not sure. I don't even know what Radio Comics is. I don't know if they even exist anymore. But I was looking at this cover going, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. The big jacket and the gloves and the pointy hair. And that's what I was using as like an idea for reference for this drawing. But yeah, I think I'm going to do a more cleaned up version as the christening image here in this new sketchbook.
To break it in.
All right. Yoka Milk has joined us. Hello. How are you? Talk so we know you're there.
I hear tapping.
Yeah, I hear him doing something. Hey, Yoka Milk, say hi. Well, we heard something. We heard some movement or something.
I hear you, doing this with your hands.
Yeah, I thought I heard something. Yoka Milk, talk. Say something so we can see if we can hear you.
Hey, Yoka Milk can't hear us.
Maybe he can't hear us. That might be it. I'm going to lower down the volume just a little bit. Well, we got his icon, so we know he's joined. Give me a second. I'm actually talking. Be right back. Don't mind me. Okay. All right. So he's trying, but at least we know he's in the live stream. So that's 1/3 of the battle. Being here, being able to be seen, and being able to be heard are the other two parts. So. So what are you working on tonight, Commodore? You drawing anything, or are you just chilling?
I'm chilling, but man, I'm thinking of maybe drawing something. Hey, I see a hand.
We see a hand. So at least we know we got a camera working over there.
This better not be like chat roulette where I see things I don't want to see.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Although when I had my webcam on and it worked, it was pointed near where my lap was. But that's just, it was right, point at my keyboard, which is near my lap. It's a bit more wholesome.
Well, I have two cameras. I have the one camera that's overhead, and then I have the one camera that's built into the computer, which, as you guys know, is a horrifying experience because when I share that, because then not only do you see my crazy office and all the craziness that goes on behind me, you also see me. I'm sorry to do that to you.
Usually when I see you eating Peeps.
That's right. There's usually Peeps involved. Yoka Milk says, don't want my face to show, which I understand completely, and just realize can't talk, people sleeping, gotta just draw, hope you don't mind. Yeah, that's fine, but we're still just seeing your icon. So if you want to, if you're able to, Yoka Milk, if you're able to turn on your camera so we can see what you're drawing, well, you don't have to show what you're drawing. You don't have to do it as we do it.
Well, I suppose you could, like, I don't know, maybe just show you a sketch right above the camera about showing your face.
Yeah, we can always focus in on you and so forth when you're ready. It's no big deal. But all right, now I got my thing set up.
Maybe you could talk in the backyard or something using the Wi-Fi if you have like.
Well, I think he's over. I think he's on the other side of the world, across the pond. I don't know exactly where. So his time zone right now is probably totally different from ours. So.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to start drawing. I think I'm going to do a drawing of Hero, a different drawing of Hero. So, just because I want to do something different. So how was your Easter, Commodore? What'd you do? Anything other than sleeping in?
I slept in. I had brisket.
Oh, okay. Well, my family made ham, which is all right. I'm not a big ham fan, to be honest with you, but you know, it's dinner with the family. You have whatever they have.
Ham's fine, but you know, like when you have something with fat in it, I'm not a fan of like pork and poultry fat. That stuff kind of tastes nasty.
Oh yeah. Well, my family, my dad, he makes a pretty good ham. He gets one of those spiraled hams, so it's not like he goes out and slaughters it himself. So
yeah. Oh, and that's truck too, usually.
Which I'd help him with that if he did. That'd be kind of cool, but not well. But
make it for a show with an Easter egg.
He does something kind of special with the ham the day after. He makes a homemade macaroni and cheese, and he chops up the ham and mixes the ham in with it. So that's awesome. But nowadays when he does that, he kind of tends to make it just for he and my mom. So we don't get to experience that anymore as much. He's like, if you want to do it yourself. I'm like, oh, Dad, you're so cruel.
But that's gonna be hard to see Yoka Milk.
Yeah, let me see what he's got going on here. All right, we see hands, we see fingers, we see a sketchbook. That's a good start.
Invest in a good overhead setup.
Well, you don't have to be honest with you guys, you don't have to invest a lot in an overhead setup. I know I've shown my setup before.
I don't mean invest $300. I mean like I don't have like $80 to buy a webcam and something to put over my head.
Well, okay, all right. That part's the more expensive part, but you can go to like a Home Depot and buy 1/2-inch PVC pipe and some of the pieces and make a rack that'll go up and over your setup. That's what I did.
It might actually be cheaper just to buy one on Amazon.
Well, it might be, but to be honest with you, you can buy like an 8-foot thing of PVC pipe for like $2, and you can cut it with you can cut it with a steak knife. You know, it's easier if you have a saw or a clipper, but I mean it's very what's a good word for it? It's very versatile, where you can do lots of different things with it. And I love using PVC pipe for a lot of different things. I rarely ever use it for what it's intended for, you know?
Yeah.
I don't use it for, well, I have used it for plumbing, but I have a lot more that I've used for other stuff, you know? But I built my PVC pipe, my rack, and it works great. And I think my total investment into the entire thing is maybe $10, not counting, you know, the snowball and the camera and so forth. Yeah. But in the rack that I can change around, I can move around, I can move it over to this table, I can put it up higher, I can do a lot of different things with it. That investment was pretty cheap. So
yeah, I invested like $150 in my mic setup.
Oh, see, that's way too much.
Well, it's a good mic, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine. Well, I don't remember how much my snowball cost. I think it was like $40 or $50. It wasn't bad.
Well, that's cheaper now.
Yeah.
it's not a very good like condenser microphone by what we have today, but it's when it was new like 10 years ago, that was the best they had.
Yeah.
For prices. But you either had that blue snowball, or you had like a crappy like headset mic, or you had a like a $800 condenser microphone.
Right.
Wasn't anything in between.
What's kind of funny is the fact that I actually have 3 different microphones. I have the one that's on my headset, I have the snowball, and then I have one that's actually built into the computer. So I have 3 different microphones that I could use if I had to. So the bad part is you got to always make sure you're using the right one, because if you're using the wrong one, I did like a 10-minute video where I reviewed a Star Wars book. And turns out I was using the microphone on my headset, which actually at the time wasn't on my head. It was actually sitting over next to me. And the audio was so bad, I just never released the video. Now I could have
overdubbed it.
What's that?
You could have overdubbed it.
I could have, but it was like 10 minutes worth of, and I was like, I'm not going to redo it. At least I'm not going to redo it at that time.
The speed drawing ones, you only like talk for 2 or 3 minutes, and then the rest of it's just speed drawing.
Well, I had actually put some effort into the video, and I felt like I cheated myself. But
could you hear what you said, but it just sounds like garbage?
Yeah, it sounds like muffling, and I raised the volume, and all you hear.
But you could have overdubbed that,
Yeah, I could have. I just haven't. There's the time it takes to make something happen, and then there's the time to make it right. And sometimes you don't always have the time to make it right. So
okay, fair enough.
So in other words, I'm coming up with excuses why I never released that video. Actually, the funny thing is,
you just got frustrated. Understandable.
Well, when I make videos, I usually
you expect it to take an X amount of time. If it takes more than that, screw it.
That's right. Well, usually when I make a video, I
You usually have a formula down, but you messed up the formula accidentally.
I did. I messed up the formula, and it was a learning experience. I've never messed it up since then. So, but hold on a second. I actually have the video still in here. Let me see. It was June of last year, so the video's almost a year old now. Shows you what happens when you screw it up and you don't want to fix it.
It could be a Misfit Corner Comics, the lost episode.
The episode, yeah, is exactly what it is. But yeah, maybe I always kept it in case I ever had to go back and I needed something to like fill time and so forth. But I never actually did it. So. Okay, so Yoko Milk says, I don't have a webcam. Oh, that then that means all he's got is his computer camera.
Yeah, the laptop camera, I guess. Yeah.
Hey, no problem. I hate the webcam cameras that come with computers, because some of them are like, they're worse than basement selling things. So
yeah, they're just check mark fillers.
Yep. It has a webcam. It does. Whether or not it actually broadcasts or looks good, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, at least the ones on Apple computers are kind of decent these days.
Well,
they get the job done. It's pretty much what I expect from any PC, but they don't meet those standards.
Yeah. Well, I have an Apple. That's my computer, but I don't think I've ever used the microphone. I've always had the additional microphones.
You really shouldn't, because it's built in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna hear your computer fans and whatnot.
So you slept in. Did you do anything else?
Well, what else could I do if I slept in?
Well, did you just wake up, or have you been awake for a while?
I've been awake for like maybe 3 hours or 4 hours or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I went to lunch with Avery. Went and met him for lunch, and then came home and took a nap. That's the epitome of what I've done all day today.
Speaking of Avery, he's not coming, huh?
Well, I haven't sent him an invite. I figured because this isn't a normal time for us. So if he wants to join, if he says something in the chat, I'll let him. But he's got to work tomorrow anyway, so he may not be interested in coming into a live stream. But I will invite him if he wants to come. But he, like he mentioned in last night's live stream, he's got family visiting. So, and this is once again one of these unscheduled things. Oh, Yokamilk says, "I wish I had a mask."
Get a Guy Fawkes mask.
Oh yeah, that'd be. I was just gonna say, what kind of mask would you want to wear? Like a scary mask, or
maybe you could get the alternate universe Halloween mask. From Halloween. In Halloween, how Nick Castle's wearing a William Shatner mask. What if he was wearing a Leonard Nimoy mask?
Oh.
Or even better, what if instead of having Nick Castle wear a William Shatner mask, in Halloween the killer was played by William Shatner, he was wearing a Nick Castle mask.
Now, have you seen the new movie, the new Halloween movie?
Oh, I have it on 4K Blu-ray, but I can't watch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried to watch the regular Blu-ray that's bundled with it, but my computer doesn't like it.
Oh, we talked about that before. I remember that. Well, they came out with a steelbook case, but they only did it in 4K, and I'm not big into horror movies, so I kind of skipped it. So, yeah, it's all right.
I got the slipcover version.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what they're re-releasing at Best Buy this week? They're re-releasing Captain America Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War in 4K editions with in steelbook cases, and they actually look really decent. But now,
what would you say is the worst looking steelbook case you have?
I have some where, well, they just announced the Best Buy exclusive for Shazam, the movie Shazam, and all it's a red cover with the Shazam lightning bolt on it. I'm like, that's the most boringest thing I've ever seen. That's so boring. I mean, and that's
you can be minimalistic and look good, but that's just boring.
Yeah, it is. And the friend of mine he collects steelbook cases as well, but he also has a 4K machine and a 4K TV, so he tends to pick up the 4K releases. That was the 4K release, and when I saw it, all I said was, I'll wait till they put out a regular edition one. Because that's just, it's boring.
Well, I think I don't know. Like if I wanted to watch Shazam, I guess I would pick it up though.
Well, yeah. There's a part of me that I enjoyed the movie enough that I would pick it up, but I just hate it.
The real Captain Marvel. Oh, was it good?
Oh yeah, it was good. I mean, if you have kids, which I don't know if you have or not.
No.
It's very kid friendly. I mean, there are some horror aspects and occult aspects to it. I mean, the main villains are the
kind of horror thing, but yeah.
Yeah, the main villains are the 7 deadly sins, or they're at least a big part of it.
Ooh.
And yeah. Well, Mike got really excited. He told me that there was an expansion for the DC Lego game, which included Shazam, and you can play as some of the deadly sins. I think he said they've released so far 4 of them. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. Oh, Kodiak says, "Hey, my brother, having family movie night, so I won't be able to drop by. No problem, no problem. Like I said, this was an unscheduled. I need to do a drawing. Might as well do a live stream type of thing. So."
Oh, did I show you this? It said for some reason the top caption isn't showing it. It's supposed to say "History repeats itself." On the top left, you see Ghostbusters. Then you see the real Ghostbusters, and on the bottom left, you see Captain Marvel.
And then the real Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
That is funny. Yeah, you did show that before, so that is I think that's funny.
Yeah, did I tell you why? Why it was called the real Ghostbusters?
Yeah, we talked about that. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's very kind of
historical things. Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is, I mean, you can have something named something in one media, and it's completely different in another.
Yeah.
You can have a movie called Unbreakable, and you can have a comic book called Unbreakable, which has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Yeah, trademarked. Yeah.
Rick says, Andrew, peeps are a deadly sin. Yeah, well, man, I'm going to hell no matter what, so might as well enjoy it. Actually, I don't think peeps are an enjoyable thing. So
it ain't gonna shove pineapples up you know who's hoo-ha. Have you ever seen Little Nicky?
Yeah. No, that is not a good Adam Sandler movie. That was not a very good Adam Sandler movie. Actually, honestly, I think that was probably that was his worst movie. And I've enjoyed a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
Worst movie. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I can find his worst movie.
What's the one where he played himself and then his twin sister? That was pretty bad. Wasn't it like Adam and Eve or something?
No.
Or Adam and somebody else?
That's what he's thinking about.
Oh, hey, Bethany, how's it going? Hey, Bethany, I mentioned to my mom tonight, I was telling her how I had you on stream and how you're a quilter, and that I asked you if you hand quilted or machine quilted, and I told you that my mom had one of those big machines, and my dad immediately jumped in and said, does she want to buy one? What are you talking about? Because I'm guessing my mom doesn't use it as much, and it's kind of just taking up space. And my mom did immediately snap back and said, I'm going to be using it, damn it,
I got a worse Adam Sandler movie, Pixels.
Now, okay, now hold on a second. Pixels was entertaining. I'm not saying it had its moments. It wasn't a great movie, but it was entertaining. So Little Nicky was horrible. Horrible.
What about Grown Ups 2?
Which one?
Grown Ups 2.
Honestly, I don't think I saw Grown Ups 2.
It's probably worse.
Oh yeah. Now I remember the first one. I think that was funny, but I remember it being funny, but I don't think I saw the second one. All right, hold on a second. Kodiak says, hey, Andrew, before I go, I'm thinking of setting up a stream where we're getting into some interesting topics that edge on politics, but we're going to join a group chat green room. Okay. And then Cross says, no, not peeps in general, but just peeps that are deadly sin. And then Kodiak says, and I'm going to not go live, but pre-record it so it can be edited out. Anything we feel we got to polar about. Oh, okay. I hear what he's saying.
So what kind of podcast is it?
What's that?
I'm asking Kodiak.
Oh, okay. I think he wants to do it on his stream. Yeah. Yeah, one of the things I've always said when it comes to politics is I have my stance, but I don't like to put it out there publicly. I don't like to talk about it in like social media forums, because that's just not the way to do it. If you want to hear my opinions, let's talk face to face, or let's have a one-on-one conversation. I'm not going to post it on Facebook or Twitter or so forth, because a lot of my interactions is sarcasm, and you don't get sarcasm over social media.
Yeah.
People will quickly be offended if you say something, and you're like, I'm just joking. I'm really being sarcastic, and they can't see that in a Twitter post.
I wish you can get it in video form, because it's audio.
Oh, wait a minute. Helen says, Yokomo, gonna draw Zootopia. Maybe, but first I'll show you my drawings. Oh, okay. Oh, I know he's got his camera on. Let's just switch over there real quick and see what he's got up.
Let's go see what you have.
It's blank pages. Oh, no.
I can see his lower torso.
I can see an arm, it looks like. Lower it down a little bit more, Yokimilk, so we can see the whole thing.
Looks like Ben 10 or something. Look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
I can barely see his head. There, yeah, it is Ben.
There we go. There we go.
All right, we see it.
Does Ben 10 have a hoodie? Is that part of the design? I don't know if that's something new, or I know they recently redid Ben 10. You know.
I kind of miss that show. I don't mean I miss seeing it. I mean I didn't see it when it was rolling, so maybe I should get it on DVD or Blu-ray or something.
Oh, no, that was a show that Mike enjoyed because it came out when he was kind of little. I have got to show you guys something incredibly freaking awesome. Let me just describe to you what it is. I wanted to do a jam piece for my son. What I mean by a jam piece is there was a lot of people that what they would do is they would get one large piece of artboard, and they would go to different conventions and they'd say, hey, I'm doing the Justice League, and I'll have somebody draw Superman, and then have somebody else draw Batman, and have somebody else draw Wonder Woman, and have somebody else draw something else. So when it's done, it's one big, huge image where all the characters are done by different artists. And I started one for him of the original Ben 10 characters. And I drew Ben and Forearm, but then I got other artists to do the other characters. And I got 9 of the 10 characters. There was one character that was missing. And I specifically said, there's an artist I want to do this character. And I have yet to get in touch with him. He's a friend of mine. We just haven't been able to sit down. But I'm saving a spot on the image for him to do the one character that's missing. And it'll be completed one of these days. But I started it like 10 years ago, maybe more. And some of the artists that are on there are actually pretty cool. Some of the artists are actually kind of famous now. But yeah, I'll have to dig that out. I'll have to find where it's at. I know it's framed, and I have it somewhere. But it's a very interesting image in the fact that the people that were involved in it, you know, and the majority of them were all artists that I had met personally, hung out with. I knew them, and only maybe 1 or 2 of them actually charged me anything. The rest of them like, no, we'll do it for you, no big deal. So it was awesome. It was awesome. And what's really cool is I drew a character, Avery drew a character, Todd drew a character, and the person that I was saving the spot for is my friend Romel. And these are the 4 guys that I went to. Well, it's me and the 3 guys that I went to high school with, all of whom, you know, have some proficiency in drawing comics. And the idea was that it was going to be one of the original pieces that had all 4 of us contributing to. And the only person that hasn't contributed is Romel. And that's just because I barely ever see him nowadays. I haven't seen him in over a year, but I told him about it. I said, hey, next time I see you, I want you to add a character. And it's one of the small characters. It's a Stinkfly, the little flying guy. I said, I want you to add Stinkfly to this. He's like, okay, no problem. And we just have yet to get together and do it. And the really sad part is, like Avery, he lives here in Jacksonville. So it's not like I'd never see him. It just hadn't happened yet. So needless to say, it's a pretty awesome piece that's still unfinished to this day. But I'm gonna have to pull it out because it's got some interest. It's got some cool names associated with it. So
now, how do you make sure you don't have color bleed with gray wash, like with the marker points?
This stuff, well, the pen that I was using won't bleed through. This stuff will bleed through if I use too much of it, because it is water-based. It's like watercolor. But I'm not too worried about it right now. I mean, this is my sketchbook, and that kind of stuff's going to happen. And, you know, usually when it bleeds through on this side of the page, and this side's usually okay. Usually I put something in between.
With the line art.
What do you mean?
You know, the lines bleeding.
Oh, well, that happens naturally, and I just go with it.
Well, I hardly ever see it. Maybe that because I don't see it up close. And do you clean it up when you scan it?
I tell you it's because I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing, but you won't believe how many times I do have to do that, clean it up in the computer. That happens from time to time. I will admit that I'm not perfect.
That happens.
See, if Avery did it, he's kind of perfect, so he doesn't mess things up. Or if he does mess it up, he says, "I'll make this work." So.
Or maybe he's just used to not using Photoshop as a crutch.
Well, I use Photoshop, but a lot of it is mainly just for cleaning stuff up and stuff like that. So I don't use it for.
Yeah, I like to clean out the white space and just turn into like I like to simplify it,
Yeah. Well, with a sketchbook, you kind of need to get a little free with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Why is she yelling? Oh, I know why she's yelling at me. That would be the wife. She's letting me know Game of Thrones is starting soon. I'm not too worried about it. I can watch it tomorrow if I had to. But honestly, I'm almost done with the drawing, so that's what counts.
It kind of looks like Brock, like this.
It does look a little bit like Brock, but Avery was saying, when Hero's journey is over, he's going to be more mature. He's going to be older. He's going to be,
Well, that's how Jack went. Like, it was like Jack and Daxter. It was like all juvenile and like, fun, kidsy, and then like Jack too, like all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. Well, that's a possibility. I have not sat down and designed what Hero is going to look like in the future. This may actually be a glimpse into the future for Hero, but I keep putting this
Enzo future. It's gonna be like Enzo, like what's the reboot? Remember that?
Yeah.
It wasn't technically future Enzo. It was Enzo, like after he's been hardened, and and they just reverted to backups, which is kind of weird. It's kind of like time travel, but not really.
Yeah. Yokamilk says he's doing a drawing of Sonic as a human. Could be cool.
Yes, Chan.
Yeah. I just looked at he doesn't realize this, but he's got a shadow directly on his paper, and it's right where he's drawing, so we can't see it. All we can see is the shadow. Oh, there he goes. He's moving it now. Okay. Much better. Oh, poor guy. All right, I think this sketch is done for the moment. I was going to try to get another sketch in tonight, but I don't think I've got one. I'm going to work on for Manny, but I may not be able to do it tonight. But that's okay. He's asked me to do him a skunk girl, and
I guess Hero would be good for a game too, because like instead of being Jack and Daxter, it'd be Hero and Pudge.
Yeah, you never know. Well, I was just about to spoil something.
Oh.
Yeah, I better not. Yeah, you never know. Hero and Pudge could be going for a very long time.
Oh, I know what you're saying now.
Well, people do mature and move on and do other things, so you never know. I gotta shut up. I gotta stop trying to spoil my own comic, But we're a long way from that. All right, I think the sketch is done, but this is the inaugural sketch.
I don't know. I think Hero and Pudge should stay with each other, because they're kind of like a duo, I guess, like sidekick,
Yeah, they're very. The two of them are very important. What's so funny? Oh, wait a minute. Let me see what Yokamilk's got going on here. He's got some images up. He's got some drawings he did of Mario, and there's Crash in there, and Sonic. I don't recognize the other two. I'm not sure who they have.
I think she's from Toradora, and she's kind of.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, the camera's real fuzzy, Yokamilk, so I really can't read what it says.
I don't with red hair.
I like her though. Very cool.
Is Sonic a vampire?
Oh, could be. All right. Do we want to do Peeps, or we want to leave that for the regular live show? I think I'm going to leave that for the regular live show.
Well, it's Easter.
Well, it is. Well, my goal originally was to have them done by Easter, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. the main goal tonight was to get in here and to get a drawing done, and I did that, so I'm happy with that.
Well, I'm saying that'd be kind of weird if you had, like, you know, we're eating Peeps in days up to Easter and after Easter, but not during Easter. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait a minute. Yoka Milk says middle is Taga. Bottom right is BB from Death. Oh, okay, very cool.
I have no idea who BB is. And I've watched Death Note, the original live action movies, and the cartoon. Yes, I called it a cartoon. Deal with it.
You called it a cartoon, you bastard. All right. Well, guys, my wife is bellowing for me. I think Game of Thrones is coming on soon, and we may go watch that. And he says, no, BB is Beyond Birthday from the novel. Oh, okay. Very cool. I knew they did do other stuff beyond the manga and the anime, so that's kind of cool. Oh, wait a minute. He wants to show us something else. All right, we'll hold on a second. But yeah, I am gonna wrap this up mainly because I just wanted to make a video and figured might as well go live. You know?
All right.
All right, he turned off his camera again. Right. So are you going to go see Avengers Endgame this week?
No.
No? Well, my son actually
like a theater near me, so it's gonna be hard.
Well, my son he made a list. He made a list of all the showings that are regular standard edition because he asked me, he said, do you want to see 3D? And I said, no. He said, do you want to see it in the 4X? I said, no. He's all right. So he made a list of all of it. And then he made a list of how many tickets had already been sold and how many were remaining. Mm-hmm. And between the 4 showings, they have almost 1,500 tickets sold for just the first night, which for that theater, it's a pretty small, it's not a huge theater. It's pretty freaking amazing that they're going to have that many people there. And he's kind of happy because he's working the day shift, so he's done by 5:30, and the first showing's at 6. So he hopefully should be wrapping up, and he's going to pick up our tickets ahead of time. He wanted me to pick which showing I wanted to see, and I told him like the 7:30 was fine. That way, if he gets off work at 5:30, I can get there around 6. We can go grab some food and then see the movie at 7:30. Okay, hold on a second. Yoka Milk's going to show us something. He's got a box. We see the box. Oh. It's a box of comics. No bags and boards, Yoka Milk? What's wrong with you, man? Is that sacrilege? Got some Fantastic Four, some Nova, some Brigade. I see that.
Green Lantern.
Yeah. Very good. Oh, okay. Hold on. He says, hold on.
Choose your most rare one that's most valuable. How should you think is, or which one do you like the most?
Well, Commodore, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When I was going through my comics, I found a Detective Comics. What's this? Oh, Lum. Very nice.
Yeah. What about Detective Comics?
There was Sonic. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, Guyver. Yes.
Guyver. Very cool. Very cool.
Yes, the awesome movie with David Hayter and Mark Hamill.
Very nice. Very nice.
Guyver's still underrated.
Now, that is Guyver 80s or 90s? That was early 80s, right?
Comics, but early 90s for the movie.
Yeah. Okay. So I do remember those.
Lowest point of the career of both Mark Hamill and David Hayter, because everybody knew who Mark Hamill was, but he was typecast as Luke Skywalker, and there's no Star Wars.
Right.
And nobody knew who the hell David Hayter was. Ooh, Sonic Universe.
Sonic, okay.
You like the Sonic. Simpsons Wind Diving. That was like a book, though.
I've never heard of that one.
Simpsons Parade. Yeah.
Obviously, he's a Simpsons fan.
Yeah. So these are nice graphic novels.
Very nice. Very nice.
Although she's not really a hero.
Well.
Pokemans.
Oh, I have the original Pokemon from...
He also wasn't a hero, too, and he has his own comic.
Yeah. Oh, what video number is this? I'm trying to get to that. Oh, 2000 AD. Very cool.
Oh, the Judge Dredd stuff. Yes.
Very nice. Now, I've never really got into those comics. The
I
Dread.
kind of wish they made a sequel to the first Judge Dredd or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But then again,
Very
like,
cool.
you should really make a sequel of that. It was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Yoka Milk, thanks. I know you can't chime in, but I appreciate you sharing with us. Those are all very good influences, and you need more. You need more American comics in there. Maybe actually, I hate to say this, you need more older American comics. Some of the new stuff I'd probably advise you to stay away from. But then again, there's stuff like Sean Gordon Murphy's White Knight, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if you've got that over there or not, but that's definitely something to check out.
Well, I want to know something funny. Like, when people think of metal, what year do you think of metal?
Late 80s, early 90s.
I don't listen to any of that stuff. I listen to newer stuff.
I don't do metal at all. So, all right. He says, how much do all of these cost me, do you think? Oh, I have no idea.
All right, maybe we should wrap it up. Throwing starts in like a few minutes.
Oh, crap. You're right. You're right. All right. Well, guys, I appreciate you coming out and just hanging out with me while I draw. Yoka Milk, thanks for sharing with us. And hopefully we'll get you on again and we'll actually be able to do real drawing in real time and actually talk to you. But no worries. No worries. And Commodore, thanks so much to join it. It's always good to have at least somebody to talk to, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I would think you'd have a Sleeve Stack here, but oh well.
Well, he may be busy. It's a Sunday. This is unusual Sunday. So
yeah. All right. Have a good.
All right, guys. I'm gonna shut this down and you stick around for just a second, Commodore, and I'll catch you guys all Monday when we do our regular show at 7:30. Later, everybody.